Hello everyone, this is Ish from Bite Dental Center. It's exactly 12:30 on Good Friday. Big day, big moment for me because as I mentioned in the previous two messages, I was personally looking through all the stacked up billing issues. So I made a promise to myself or set a goal for myself that I will not leave the office for the long weekend or the Easter weekend until I got this figured out. So I'm happy to report that as of say 5 minutes ago, I did go through the entire backlog that I had in front of me. This included post-it notes that were given to me or to anyone. So I looked around all offices, gathered every post-it note, every sticky, every note about every account. We have in our system a task list where everyone tags me to a patient and an account. I have gone through each one of those. And a lot of you have emailed me. Thank you for that. I have gone through each of those as well. If there are any outstanding issues that I have not gotten to, please respond to this email. Hit reply or email me directly at ish@Bite Dental Center. I have gone through each one of them. It's been close to a couple hundred, and it was, surprisingly, it was very energizing, invigorating to communicate with each of you. Even though the videos here are one way, but at least we could communicate by email. It really helped me to hear your voice through the emails. I will get through each one of them, right? So if there's anything outstanding, please let me know, reach out to me. Something that I say to my team always is keep me honest. I am doing 10 different things at a given time, things fall through the cracks. Never ever hesitate to reach out so that I can do something about it. And if you bring me a problem, I can do something about that problem. That's how it is. So someone actually in a reply kind of half jokingly said get a life. So I'll try to keep this one short, not 10 minutes like last time, or at least 10 minutes and under. But I did want to touch on a few things, and I made a few notes for myself so I don't forget this time. First of all, once again, we apologize for the troubles that each of you went through. It, like I said, it is not because of our failure, but we do take responsibility for it. We submitted everything. There are so many accounts, so many accounts where how the insurance adjudicated things, it just did not make sense. There was a family, for example, where there were two children who came in, both under the same plan. One claim was processed as out of network, where one code got partially covered, two others got denied, and then there was another one where it was covered by in network. So again, how do you make head or tail of this, right? So there were so many of those issues. There were patients who received payment from the insurance company when we were shown as out of network, and then we wrote it off, and then insurance showed us as in network. They paid us, and at the same time they sent the patient directly to collections, right? They didn't even bother saying that, hey, we made a mistake. We, as in the insurance company, made a mistake. Here is 30, 60, 90 days to refund the money back to us. They backdated it to the day that they issued the payment and said, we're waiting, it's going to collections. So there were a lot of these that were a priority for good reason, right? So I hope that you understand the reason why it took the time it took. So we have gone through everything. Everything should be taken care of. We apologize for the issues, and we thank you for your patience with us. A lot of you trusted us, and please know that I take that, and Dr. Raman and all of us take that with a lot of gratitude. A lot of you have chosen to move on from the office, and again, I get your frustration. I absolutely get the frustration because I may have considered that at some point as well. And then going forward, the workflow that I have set for myself is that I have a weekly cadence of going through each of these billing queries. It's not going to be outsourced to anyone in my team. It will be me, and please, nudge me every 3 days if you don't hear back from me. I absolutely do not mind. But every week I will try to go through everything that's open for that week so that it doesn't back up like before. And I will personally, once again, follow up with all the insurance carriers to make sure that we're in a good place. So I will make a future video where I go through the plans and where we stand with all of them. So that was part number one. Part number two, it was a big eye-opening observation that insurances are becoming very restrictive. I saw that there are plans that used to cover implants, for example, before, but they don't anymore. You should check your plan if you have any of those procedures that you might need. There are plans that used to cover a crown every 5 years. Now they have very quietly changed that coverage to 10 years. Again, that's something that you would need to look into, because if you're someone who might need that service. And then there are others where it was shocking. For example, where a patient had an amalgam filling, or from a long time ago, it broke, it was leaking, and it needed to be replaced. Even with all the information and the medical notes, insurance chose to deny it. A lot of us, even me, in my mouth, I had up until 2 weeks ago, silver fillings, because that's what was around when I was growing up and when I needed those fillings. They need to be replaced so that I don't leak, leak through. They don't leak. If I could find my words, so that they don't leak, because it's not healthy for you to consume metal. But insurance doesn't cover it. So it's something to keep in mind as you consider your health and how we can help you get better and stay better. Now, the third one. This was a very, very, very important suggestion that came from one of our patients. As you know, we have been out of network with Delta Dental for some years now. The reasons are obvious. The reimbursement rates, and now honestly speaking, not just Delta Dental, the reimbursement rates of all the major plans out there, especially CareFirst and especially United Concordia TRICARE plans, they are so low. They are so low that it doesn't even cover even 60% of the hourly pay of the staff that we have here. So it does come at a big loss, which is why not just us, there are practices around us that are getting out of these plans. So I need you to keep that in mind and understand that this is why, offices, not just us, offices go out of plans, right? Out of these, out of network. In case of Delta Dental, the recommendation that came with from the patient is that for long-standing patients who have been with us, why take the full amount upfront? Because the way the workflow is, the patient pays us, and then Delta pays back the patient. The problem here is that there is not one Delta Dental, there are 39 Delta Dentals. Some of them pay the office, some of them pay the patient, some of them will pay the office even when we say pay the patient. So in that case, instead of collecting the entire amount up front, it makes more sense to collect the estimated amount that the patient would have to pay. So Delta Dental is likely to pay, let's say, 60%. Then let's collect 40% from the patient as opposed to the entire amount. So if we do that, then it does not come as a big burden on the patient when it comes to taking the payment. What we can do is keep a card on file. So if Delta, by mistake, pays the patient instead of the office, we can just charge the Delta, or vice versa. So that was a very, very, very important feedback. And that's the kind of thing we're looking for, right? We're like I've said before, we're a small group. We're not built to be corporate. We don't act or work like corporate. That's never our mission. That's never what we want. We are here for our patients, and the more of these ideas and feedbacks you give us, the better we become, and the better equipped we are in terms of taking care of you. So thank you so much. I did end up taking almost 10 minutes. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a good time over the Easter break. I hope all of you will recover well after spring break, because it was a chaotic household with the kids with us the whole week. But it was nice to have some downtime as well. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.